Hello and welcome, everybody out there in YouTube and D&D land. Hope you're all enjoying yourselves today. Before we jump into the action, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It does really help us out very, very much to continue to grow our channel and to allow it to flourish and spread further and wider. If you're interested in supporting us further, consider becoming a super fan, where you'll gain benefits eventually. As soon as I figure out exactly what those benefits are going to be. I don't know, maybe me ranting and raving and hating on all of the new books that come out as they come out. That might be entertaining if you like people just yelling. I could do that. But in addition to that, if you want to support us by another means, you can join us on Patreon. That gets you into our exclusive Discord server, which allows you to hang out with everybody who plays inside of our games, allows you to hang out with all of us, and there is a tier on it that allows you to jump into our games, which we do have open slots for right now, including this one. So if you're interested in it, you just have to schedule a one-on-one with me, and if you are compatible, boom, you get in. But without further ado, let's get into the action. Don't like the negativity? Well, the negativity don't like you, Ogun. Anyways, hello, everybody. Kyle, tell us what happened last session, please.
All right, so last session, the full first half was used for various downtime activities. So we made some enhancements. We sold the corpse of a huge dragon turtle, made a deal with the den to not sell any kind of valuable corpse to any other dens than they. Some people use the rest of the downtime to buy some stuff, get to know people, spend the hard earned money from the dragon turtle fight, and some used their downtime to just chill out and have a life full of depravity and actually win a boon out of it. After that, so we embarked on a boat paid by the city, so they're very gracious. We are apparently heroes of Zazis Kitril now for having saved it twice. And we embark in a trip to New Accent. Before embarking on the boat, a very sad news to KL happened, and it was our dear friend Ayn deciding that she needed to go back to Charis and help the village using her new relationship with the great Siduria Zazis to create new trade routes.
One amendum that we're making with this, Makit is also going to stay behind to assist Arite, who is also going to stay behind in restructuring how things are going to go. Arite says that he will catch up to you all later, though. But yeah, continue.
And we embarked on the boat, and we had like some discussion with the other people on the boat. So there is a gnomish captain that we know we will hate already because it's a gnome. That basically, and it was basically also a gnomish crew, if I remember correctly, who told us that this boat was a neutral ground where no war bullshit should raise each other, and we met the other people embarking in the travel with us. Among those people was Celia, our not officially yet, but probably soon new member of the Dream Team, and also a couple of other people like a shady halfling hidden in a cloak, and a former Imperial soldier with whom KL was talking shit and didn't want to share his business and with him and want any business with him. And that's where we left off, with Celia playing pan flute in the cargo of this boat on our way to New Accent.
So, yes. you all begin going about your average day on the top of this large vessel. For some of you who haven't sailed on a large galleon before, it is vastly, vastly different than the time that you spent on top of the keel boat previously. You barely even feel the waves waking underneath you, except when it becomes a bit more treacherous in nature. You all notice as you are sailing around that you are taking kind of a non-direct path towards your location, which adds a couple of extra days to your travels. But after 1 week of traveling, you all arrive at New Haxon. Was there anything you all wish to do on the vessel in the meantime? I know Warwick said he's going to be making some ale or mead or something. How about you other guys?
I guess Creve would be attempting to learn some more how to wield the whip.
Easy enough if you can have a whip master show you around with it. Kyle? Would you mind?
Yeah, Kyle or Rurik.
Oh, Kyle, I didn't see your message. Yes. Creve wants to practice his whip some more. Since Warwick is the one making ale, would you mind helping him?
So we have one week downtime, right? For that?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I was actually planning on doing some reading within the remaining of the stuff I got from our good friend, the old vampire lady.
The old vampire lady, Delilah. All right. Creve, if you're willing to pay someone on the ship, they will show you a few extra whip tricks and train you for an additional week.
How much is that then?
That is, I believe, 25 GP a week.
We didn't split up the group loot, so you can just take 25 GP on the group loot and do it. Because I don't help you, I don't have to pay for it.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
I'll do that.
All right. You get to tick off 1 more week of you training towards becoming proficient in the whip. And before anybody has a problem with me allowing this, the weapons master feat or whatever it's called is utterly useless. I mean, for a feat, it's so bad. Why not let somebody train in a specialty item, you know? But anyways. Yeah,
I've taken
true.
out from the group goal defense, the 25 GP.
Alrighty. So, everybody. Uh-oh, wrong button. Was there anything you wanted to do other than continue studying the same texts, Kyle?
So I think I went through most of the book from this one.
Oh, you've gone cover to cover at this point.
So there is also the journal it's the other book that I want to read more precisely.
So her personal journal is what you want to read.
There were 3 books.
Mm-hmm.
The magical one, the journal, and a third one.
Yeah, so we
Roll
still
me an
have
investigation.
The one that has the teleportation circle you could unfold.
Sure.
It's the one that I've already read.
Let's go with sure. You still have it.
Investigation.
So,
yep.
Yeah, so Kyle has it or I have it?
Originally Makit had it. I feel like if they would relinquish it, it would probably go to Kyle. Just because books and jazz.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. Kyle. At the end of your week, exactly, Kyle wears glasses. He reads. At the end of your week, Kyle, you've read her journal a few extra times. Trying to figure out if there's any components that stand out as odd to you. So in her early days in the Empire, she recounts being trained. Please mute yourself, Kyle. Being trained by previous assembly members, the original set of members, and how she had an uncanny aptitude for discerning right and wrong very quickly, without need of research, without need of checking laws. She memorized everything, and within a moment's notice, she would know exactly what is right and what is wrong, which is quite a feat to behold. During her training, she became fascinated with a specific type of gem that they would imbue into her skin in order to amplify her magic for short periods of time, though they never taught her the secrets of this gem, what it was or where it came from. It wasn't until she was already a candidate to take over the position of a newly lost member of the assembly that she met her would-be husband. Now, she writes very fondly of him, how he was beyond romantic, beyond endearing, loving, caring, and he had a gaze that made her feel like she was quite literally the only person in the world. Just almost like he worshipped her. And once she got into her position, she married him. And they became the Briarwoods, him taking her name. Because in the Empire, whoever has the higher amount of power and authority is the surname that you typically keep upon achieving that power. It wasn't until about a decade in that her husband was working with the military, contracted, that they uncovered some vile crypt very close to Zadash. The exact whereabouts not listed inside of this book. And when he opened the crypt, he breathed in this toxic and nauseating gas and fell ill. Now, of course, she allocated every single resource that she had available in trying to recover him. And over the next several weeks, nothing would work. No mage, no druid. Nothing they tried was curing him of whatever disease plagued his body. And eventually he fell ill. It wasn't until the illness took his life that Delilah had a very swift change in her personality. She no longer was looking for what was right and what was wrong. In her eyes, he did everything right. He adored his wife. He loved his country. He fought for it. He risked his life, and yet nothing was willing to help him. And that gave her a disdain towards religion, as the Empire held it so closely at that time. Then, of course, everything else you've already read about and ascertained. But apparently it wasn't until he became ill that she became a monster.
So just to be clear, what I'm reading right now. Like, last week, I was mainly reading the magical book with the secret in it, which is all our researches and stuff. And this one, the
diary.
The diary is basically explaining how she went through a research, right? And what you just said. Like the
Well,
next
no, if you're
steps?
reading the diary, the one that you found in the trunk, which is literally just
Yeah.
her writing down what happened in her day, that is everything inside of this diary that you came across. I
Okay.
mean, there's a lot of other things, of course, but mostly that was fluff. This was all of the key things that you could pick up and discern. For getting
So I
into the
read
mind
two-
of Delilah.
Yeah. Okay.
Correct. You've read 2 of the 3 books from cover to cover. The third one still needs to be read in a less shaky situation because it was the one that just from trying to pick it up, it almost fell apart. The pages were not well tended to, and it's not magical, so you need to wait until you have a good amount of time in a stable environment with no humidity to really take your time and gingerly flip the pages and read. But yeah, that's what you get after the week. Celia, how about you?
Probably nothing much. Just continuing the task and just enjoying the trip as
Alrighty.
how a tourist would.
Alrighty then.
The
So-
only one having fun.
At the end of the week, yeah, quite literally. I don't know. I mean, Creve gets to whip around a little bit, so you know that's depending in
That's
proper
Creve.
circles, fun. You know.
That's Creve.
Now, of course, at the end of the week, you all realize that you are far enough away from the coast, and you made it far enough away that you could no longer see it. And you swooped all the way around and are moving directly in towards the coastal line. Now, the coast is not parallel with you all. It's slightly above you on an elevated platform. You see these odd phenomenons off in the distance, these rippling clouds of energy, these floating rocks periodically moving, and what appears to be very thick sandstorms that are stuck inside of cylinders as you approach. Creve, you've never seen anything like this in your life. Almost as if nature is infused with magic somehow and is reacting very, very volatile.
So, I turn to KL. What exactly is up with this place? Never seen anything quite like that.
Nothing of any good. It's the best answer that I can give you.
Well, I'd sort of concluded with that already, but Captain Thimble,
Yep.
what was the? Do you know anything about what those sandstorm pillar things are?
No good is what they are. If you're really that curious about stuff, I mean, see those floating chunks of earth over there? Those are earth motes. For some reason, gravity doesn't work on the damn earth in that area and just makes these floating platforms. You see those odd clouds? Yeah, everything inside of that is electric wind. Literally, the wind is electrical. It hurts. Makes you all tingly and stuff. And, what was the other thing? What was the electric? What were you asking about?
The sandstorm pillars or cylinders.
Hate to bust your bubble, buddy, but that's not sand, that's rust. It's rust rain.
Right.
Yep. It'll corrode any metal you got on you. Hopefully your stuff's a little, infused, eh? And he pats you on the leg.
Right. Thank you.
I
Good to know.
I take out a small coin that I might have during my last trip here, And I show it to Creve. Like, this is what happened to metal in here.
Well, you don't have to waste money to show me. I know what rusting is. But
It's already wasted.
yes, well, fair enough.
That's why I bought.
Right. I hope we don't have to go through this. What you call it, electric avenue, or
You're so funny. I hope you don't die.
yes, you and all of my other fans, and me too.
Yeah.
In fact.
All right, well, best of luck to you all when you're out there. We're going to be getting closer to the fort, but we have to row you in. Unfortunately, they don't actually have a working dock. Every time we try to do that, the sea tries swallowing us.
I see. So it seems like the nature itself is
Pissed off.
yes. Well, yeah, that's an apt description, I would say, maybe.
Yeah. Yep. Been like this since before my grandpappy was alive.
And what do you know anything about what caused it? Did it not used to be like this?
Dude, I captain a ship.
Well, I mean, you're a well-traveled man. You must have picked up tidbits here and there.
Oh, absolutely. If you want to know about the ocean, the reason we stayed so far away from the coastline, it's, well, the water might not look at it, but in certain places it's boiling and could actually boil the ship.
Right.
I know all about how to live, make it to and from. And the first thing I learned when I started this route is you don't fucking go out there. And he just points over towards all of that.
Right. I turn to Kale again. And so why exactly are we headed over to this place again?
Because this is probably where we'll find another tomb of the true king.
Yes.
And I think that the word you were looking for the weather and the nature is not pissed off. It's actually crazy. This, according to the legend, this place is where a huge and one of the last battle of the Calamity happened. And well, there are some remnants of gods fighting gods in this place.
Noted.
Well, I had no idea y'all were true believers or whatever, but have fun in town.
Right. Before we go, this is called New Haxon, yes?
Yeah,
So where is Old Haxon?
buried under the new one.
Right. Okay, well.
I assume you want to know what happened.
Well, it's not really too much.
All right,
big
he
deal.
walks away.
So, Celia, am I to understand you will be accompanying us? I would very much welcome you.
For now, at least, indeed.
Right, well,
Since I don't really have any other assignments so far. Just returning back for a bit, take a break, and see where I wander to after this.
I see. Well, I'll be the first to say welcome aboard then, or off board would be more apt, maybe.
I knew it.
Why is he still listening to us? Can't we have any kind of intimacy?
It's his ship after all.
Ah, not on my shit.
Okay. But You're actually from your accent, Celia?
It was my base for a bit. I didn't really like staying in one place all the time, so I have many places that I have lodgings of. Freelancing is a pretty wonderful work if you want to travel around.
Alrighty, everybody, start loading yourselves onto the little paddle boats. All right. That's going to be 3 people per row. 3 people per row. Get on. All right, we'll lower you down. And here's your oars.
Oh no, Rory is boiling because we drag him underwater.
No, one of you is going to have to ride with the other 2 people who are getting off here.
Omen does it.
That he's not a people. Omen's your damn cat. So who's riding with them? Warwick?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, sure.
Fantastic. Warwick's rolling with
He's the
them.
heaviest
All right.
one. Yeah.
All right. So
Let us
you all
without strength.
you all get lowered down into the water, and it is really uncomfortable. The water seems a little thicker than the consistency of ocean waters that all of you have interacted with previously.
I'd like
And
to do
it's
one thing
murky.
before we
Yeah.
before we get completely off the boat and just take
All right.
turns to ritually cast water breathing on everyone.
That's really nice of you. Even the other guys?
Yeah, I mean, I can target up
Wow.
to 10 people, I think.
You're so nice, man.
I know, yeah.
Do you give it to Omen? All right, so we keep going on.
Okay, Omen can get one.
But anyways, the water is thicker than the normal consistency of water. And it has this slight murkiness that doesn't really look like mud or sand that's filling it, but something else as you are paddling through. As you're going past Kyle, you feel your paddle touches the back of something, and it just keeps moving. However, after rowing for about 10 minutes, you all make it over to the shoreline of New Haxon, where you see that there is an elite group of guards positioned there, awaiting your arrival. These individuals wear the symbology of a large golden dragon that has sharpened 4 fangs stretching down its face. All of which are wearing half plate. Or better. As you all begin approaching, they drop down the ropes to you at the water for you all to tie your rowboats onto, so they will lift you up to the actual dock itself. As you all get up here, you see that there is a very diverse group of guards at this location. One appears to be a furbolg with a mostly shaved face and massive scarring going across their cheek and neck. Fairly large and looks nowhere near as nice as the only other furbolg most of you has met by now, Ein. Ein has a very demeanor, and this individual looks like, I mean, that he might be part bear because he looks like he wants to rip your freaking head off. Standing beside him is a middle-aged human, definitely war-torn and battled. His hair is beginning to become salt and peppered in nature. And standing beside him appears to be a half-drow woman who is kind of staring at you all. She has a massive cut up the left side of her cheek that begins at her scalp and then goes all the way down. As you all get pulled up here, the 3 guards look at all of you. So,
Hello.
The half-drow woman speaks. You all are here for business, correct?
Returning home for me, at least. It's been a while.
She looks you up and down, and then just points. You move on.
Well, they're also with me, but you can do the usual checkups, I guess.
Fine. Arms up, legs spread.
I like where you're taking this.
Do it.
Bit fast, but okay.
As you say that, you see she like balls up her fist, and then the furbolg like holds his hand down. No, smart mouths usually get a little dead around these parts more quickly. Why give them a warning shot? And the three of them come over and start patting against all of you. Are any of you hiding religious iconography to any type of religion that you seek?
Oh, thank God.
No.
Well, not hiding. I got that, and I just take out my Luxon pennant.
She looks
I
at the
won.
pennant. Northeast side of town is where you'll be safest. Try to avoid the barracks over on the southern coast and the western coast then. And they continue patting you all down.
So is there
What?
anything particularly dangerous about carrying that kind of item?
Depending on the side of town you go to.
Right.
In
What's,
this area, we allow people to have whatever religious freedoms they wish to pursue, so long as you don't fuck with anybody else who is here with it. We're just making sure none of you are going to be problems.
Right. So it's not connected to this whole crazy, pissed off nature thing.
Who knows? None of you are
What's,
trying to smuggle in any illegal goods, poisons, toxins. If you are, you have to check them in so we know who has what in town. And they are rolling a pretty good investigation, so do any of you have any poisons on you?
No.
None of you have poisons? Okay. Easy enough.
Oh, we used the poison. That's fine.
No, you're not here yet, Reese. Reese. I read the name and I go to MTG, which it's Rise the Redeem. So, Reese. Very good. They do look at your equipment. Like, check out your dagger and your whip, and just shake their heads. Fucking weirdos. All right. I assume you've already been given the speech from your captain. Treat others how you wish to be treated. If you act up, get fucked.
Right.
So that means that I should be able to walk to any place of the city safe then.
I gave you your warning. If you end up dead, that's on you.
So that there are some illegal shit happening, right?
Some people have their fanatics. We tend to keep them away from each other because, although they say they don't care, their actions speak otherwise. Now, she takes a step back and crosses her arms. So, you're here in New Haxon. While you are here, if you hear 3 bells chime without a 4th, you are to immediately go outside into the main roads. If there is any disaster coming, you will hear 2 bells followed by a loud whistle. We suggest you get yourself into a door frame.
And what if there is 4?
You're already dead.
No, fair enough.
But anyways, while you're here, enjoy yourselves. Keep in mind, the laws of New Haxon are different from where you all might come from. We do not frown upon murder if they deserve it. Though, if you assault any officer that is working for... Shit, her name. Satyana, you will have to answer to her.
I see.
Who is this
She's
Satyana?
Satyana is the ruler over our garrison.
Right.
And who is Satyana's boss?
She takes a step over to you. No one.
Right.
Huh.
So she's the de facto leader of this place then.
That's correct.
Right.
Satyana keeps us safe as best as anyone could, and all of us report to her.
I see. Well, we're not here to cause any trouble, so...
That's what you all say. They toss your bags back to you all and gesture for you to keep moving, as now they're going to start checking the other 2 people. The human you were traveling with looks over at you all. I hope you all... hope to run into you all soon.
Stay safe.
Yep. He's not going to last long. But anyways,
Oh yeah.
you all get to walk past, and this is a 100% militarized location. You see massive garrison walls at the cusp of your vision right before all of those natural phenomenons, the bizarre terrain begins in the Blightshore. You see that none of the buildings are taller than 2 stories, except the primary large garrison in the middle of this town that you can see has a very large opening towards the top of it, almost like a clock tower, but completely open in the dome as well. As you all start moving around, every individual you look at in this area, you can tell has a story. They all have experience in this world. They've been through hell or maybe even damnation and made it into this location to find a life. The military, though they're not all as tightly wound up as in other locations, you can tell these are not typical guards. These aren't the stop, I'm going to arrest you type of people. These are veteran soldiers that know the risks of what they do. And they seem to be keeping a close eye on everybody while staying as neutral as possible. But anyways, you all have New Haxon at your disposal.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if we need to stock up on any supplies and stuff, I suppose we could do that right away and get going tomorrow.
That's probably the best move. Or maybe
Oh.
we might want to find a map across this area.
Oh, I also suggest you ask the local sky watchers to see if there's any foreseeable disasters the next day. They're usually pretty reliable in their predictions on certain things, at least in this area.
That's good to know.
And
would you
what's wrong?
would you know any that you would recommend in particular?
It's usually the what do you call it? Merchant Street, the reliable one, not the shady one.
Celia, you would be aware... Oh, you want to go All right, so the shady one is the reliable one, but you have to
All right.
pay them for this foresight.
Mhm.
If you want to go with the general person who works in the public's eye to give general information, they're nowhere near as good and reliable.
Yeah, but yeah, I didn't want to choose the shady one yet because I'm just afraid that the running the smart mouth and then getting,
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
So you decide to go out into the open?
Mhm.
Just head on over? Okay. As
The
you are
normal
moving
one,
through,
yeah.
you all move through these very precisely lined streets. Any of you who have any experience in a militarized state, this is 100% that. It is built for efficiency, it is built for protection, not for cosmetic. Everything out here is made to survive and last. And as you begin walking through, you do make it out into a large strip of buildings, most of which have small canopies and merchants out in front of them, though none of the goods are directly in front of them at all. Celia, they usually
Mhm.
post what the extreme weathers are going to be like outside on any number of the message boards. But that's
Well,
checked each day, so.
yeah. I just pointed out to us the rest of them. Well, these are the summarized ones. If you want to check it out for free, if you're willing to pay, you could go inside and ask for a consultation.
How expensive is it? Usually,
It is pretty pricey, right? If I remember correctly.
It depends how much they like you or know you.
I sometimes get people to their shop. They probably know a little bit, not too friendly.
So long as we don't get swindled, that's.
But don't have to worry about that. They usually don't bother swindling you too much, unless arguments break out and then you start hurting people. It's messy when the questioning starts involved. No one really wants that. The last person that got questioned spent over a week in a fetal position in the middle of the road for some reason.
Kyle, as you're having this explained to you from Celia, you discern 5 people who are trying to discern if you and your group are potential marks for stealing from. You know the look. They're eyeing your equipment, seeing how you look around, seeing how you posture and mannerize yourself, and checking your footsteps very carefully. Not all together, different people, in fact.
I'm keeping an eye out for them, and if they're getting close, I'll make sure nothing happens.
If you want to look at the general board will tell you earth motes have been spotted within 10 miles of New Haxon and the outer wall. No extreme winds quite yet, and rumors of a moving thicket heading down from the north. But that's all they can really tell you.
Anyone you trust to give us more precise information against a little coin? Celia?
Most of them inside are trustworthy enough, as long as they pay them right.
And any of them you know in particular?
I'll just peek my head and see who's working at this hour.
Well, you'll have to walk over there.
Yeah. I'll walk over there and see if there's anyone that's remotely familiar.
There's a quaint little shop, let's call it, that has a lot of ale and alcohol to sell, mostly like a rest point for people, called the Misar Outpost. It's usually where you can go to get a quick reading of the local area. There's only a couple of druids in town, that are capable of actually reading this weather because of how chaotic it is in nature. And, of course, as you are walking over there, Celia, you recognize a little tune being played right now from somebody inside.
Oh, is that tune?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just casually just walk inside and, you know, nonchalantly just lightly accompany it, like a, what do you call it, supporting,
Tune.
like, yeah, supporting tune from the background,
All right.
just like acknowledging it.
Reese, you've been hanging out here waiting for the local wind scribe to get back and tell you what the weather is going to feel like in the local area for the next day or so. And of course, as you typically do, you just play your instrument and, see what happens. However, you do notice that a woman walks up and begins playing the exact same tune in perfect sync with you. Reese, would you like to describe what you look like to everybody?
Yeah, sure. Reese has this alabaster, slightly tinted blue skin, white hair that's very wavy, about chin length, you might think, but only a little bit of it's coming out of a very tightly pulled ponytail. He wears a crimson vest that's visible beneath a longer tailcoat that is navy blue and black. And he has very tall boots, a number of weapons that are hanging from his belt, sort of placed so that they don't interfere with his playing, to the side. And he has a pretty sizable pack next to him. He's been traveling for a few days.
Yeah. And Reese, do you need the other players to describe their characters?
Yeah, please, actually.
All right. Celia, since you're the first one engaging with this.
Mm-hmm. Yep, you see a youthful-looking woman with long, raven black hair and this eye-catching purple eyes, just casually walking without a care, looking careless but with steady steps, and dressed in a dark blue long coat, looking like a weathered travel person so far, with how her equipment is like, while playing a small pan flute, just accompanying the tune that you are currently playing.
And let's move on to the next person who I imagine would be walking in, Creve.
Yeah. So Creve is rather tall. He's got a slender build, but he's sporting two quite large and rather majestic horns, sprouting from his forehead and going back. He's got a wild mane of black hair and quite intense-looking eyes, and he walks with a rather curious gait. He's got cloven hooves that, at the end of his goat-like feet, and he's also got a long, sinuous tail trailing behind him that that ends in a sort of goat-like, fluffy, yeah, tuft of hair as well. And he's wearing a breastplate. Most of his clothes are rather dark in theme, and he's also carrying a whip and spear and a few other weapons, and also a fiddle on his back.
And lagging behind him, after a couple of paces of looking around and keeping a close eye, you see Kyle. Kyle, please go ahead and describe yourself.
Yeah. So you see that Kale is tall and slender figure. Quite tall, even for an elf. You definitely recognize him as if you've traveled as an inhabitant of Zoras because of his garbs, his way of moving, his accent. But while most drows have a obsidian black skin, Kale's is much lighter, a little bit more like silver. He looks quite young, but you never know about an elf age. He wears mid-long hair, tied back with a knot behind his neck. That looks like bright mercury. He has rust-colored eyes that are sharp and piercing, though they are always quite focused and worried. And surprisingly, they do not seem to be impacted by the bright light outside, and it doesn't seem to be bothered by the sun as the drow used to be. He's wearing quite, used to be fancy clothes from Zorhas. Like he's from good family, and you can see it from his clothes. But yes, these clothes have seen the sun. They have seen the travel, and he's also wearing quite nice leather protection, a bit arranged and fixed up, but overall everything he's wearing is nice quality, but just a bit old. And you also immediately notice that his left forearm is covered by a bloody bandage, which itself is covered by a leather wrapping around the forearm.
So yeah, you see all of these individuals walk in, and you don't really recognize any of them. However, Celia does seem to recognize your song very clearly as they are repeating it. Either that or they're beyond genius level of a performer who can repeat things before you play them, which you don't think is likely. But yeah, as you are all inside of this tiny little shop, mostly a walk-in, you do have a kobold walk around and holds up a tray of what appears to be drinks and holds out a cup which appears to have silver pieces in it.
Throw in a silver.
Do you take a pint?
Yeah. Wait, do I know if this is like skull burning my throat level of drink or not?
I'm sorry?
No, do I know if this is like a tourist trap drink where they just prank you with it, or?
No, they don't do anything like that here in New Haxon. New Haxon's actually very lawful about how you treat people who aren't from here. Mostly because if you act up in any capacity, you have to answer to a dragon.
Oh yeah, true that.
So, people don't really want to mess up here. No, this is just one of those, if you sit here, you have to eat something or at least pay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll just take it because it's part of the rule.
Yep.
And pay him for it.
Takes it and thank you. Same thing with Kriv and Kyle then?
Yeah, I'm sort of following Celia's lead here.
Reese, of course, you still have that same drink you've been nursing, or would you like to pick up a new one? Because you just emptied it. You're muted.
I'll pick up a new one.
Very well. 1 silver as per usual. It's expensive, it's not very good, but it gives you a spot to relax in. And they only do their rounds every hour or so, so after you all pick up what you're getting and sit along the back counters, which is like a bar area that's just positioned against the walls with little leaning areas for you to sit at as well. Celia and Reese, your song is now finished.
Yeah. I'll just casually gesture for Reese to take a seat with us, if he's willing.
I don't mind if I do.
Hello.
Oh, it's nice to see a friendly friend for once when getting into a bar.
My grin couldn't be
Pleasure to
wider.
meet you. It's a pleasure to meet you.
And you as well. May I ask what your name
Uh,
is?
My name is Celia. This is
I thought
my
you guys
newly.
knew each other.
It's traveling performers show a bit of modicum of respect to one another in their craft.
Yes. Well,
Start playing one after all.
of course. My name is Creve. Nice to meet you too.
And
And
I'm KL. KL Van. You can call me KL.
Well, pleasure to meet all of you. My name is Reese. Do you often come around here to hear the weather, or is this a special occasion?
oh, apparently they have things to do here, so we're inquiring about the weather. That's the first thing of business.
Yes.
No
It's
idea
also-
where they're actually going, so that's that too.
It's also the traditional thing, you know, to when you meet new acquaintances, you speak of the weather as soon as you can.
He is very good in meeting new acquaintance. It's one of his skills.
Well, I mean, I enjoy company, good company. Don't we all?
I'm sure you do. What about you, Chris? Is there any reason why you need to risk? Sorry. Is there any reason why you need to know the weather for the coming days?
Traveling in this part of the world could be very dangerous. I like to know what my odds are. How
So
the
you're
sky
traveling
might
as well.
favor me today.
So you are traveling as well.
Yes.
Might I ask where you are going?
I'm not sure yet myself.
Interesting. Well, Kyle, I'll leave it to you whether or not our mission is top secret.
I don't know any mission. Personally, I'm just driven by curiosity. Though if you guys, Celia, Aris, want to bring a new pair of arms and walk up to find out stuff, you're more than welcome to tag along. As long as you're not too imperial. I hate those guys.
I think we might elaborate a little bit on it. Maybe ask her it. We're looking for something called the True King's pieces, I believe, or well, remains or whatever.
Roll me a religion check, Reese.
Sure.
See, we've got these annoying dreams. Ugh.
Yeah, and there is a. Well, actually, that's true. That's right. Let's take this angle.
Rip the band-aid off. Woo!
Hey.
Yeah. So, Crave and Rorik and I. Rorik is the old dude, drinking his tea. We had some dreams, mingled dreams, where we apparently all share the same dream and saw some stuff in the astral sea, and we're actually looking for answers to this situation. Apparently, other people had these kind of dreams, but we haven't met any other person since Wow. Sort of a split up. But that's also why our little friendly group is called the Dream Team.
Dream Team.
Right.
Interesting. This wouldn't happen to involve some sort of, I don't know, sort of watery fountain chalice type thing in a sphere?
No, we're not called the Wet Dream Team.
I knew it. I knew it.
Would I, because I have a good history of faith, good memory of faith, would I have seen in one of the dreams a blue Genesi?
Roll me a history. It's been a while. It's been a while.
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
There's the DMCA. Hey, we're done, guys. Just, 24. They were the one that was on the other side of the overflowing large bowl of water. It's okay, we're not on Twitch. Yeah, you're right. On YouTube, they just cut out the audio so you don't have to worry about it. It's great. They can even extract it from your videos. It's wonderful. Anyways. Yeah, they were there. You didn't really think very much because they were on the other side of this floating bowl of overflowing water and kind of looked around at all of you, but mostly was curious about where they were. They weren't really in the forefronts of your eyes.
I will grab a piece of paper and draw the Cadiz kind of fontaine discs. I don't know how you call it, that I wear in the middle, and show it to him and ask him, this? You mean?
Sure. I saw something like that.
Yeah.
So
Well,
you've had this dream yourself then, or?
Yes.
Dream... Huh.
I seem to be in the same place as you as well.
Well, yes, I should think so.
it seems that our dream team is bound not only by dream but by destiny.
Unless maybe it's all some kind of weird conspiracy concocted by well, I can think of several assholes back home, actually.
I'll be honest, it's rare that I'm in a room with myself, so this must be destiny.
Well, if you have any interest understanding where those come from, that's actually what we're looking for. Understanding a bit more what it is and why we're having those. And the best lead we might have at the moment is this severed king that our honey friends was mentioning.
Hey, that's a bit insulting. Or, well...
I mean, Kriv, with all due respect, you have all the definition possible of Oni.
Well, I'm saying... It's completely true, but it's still insulting to say it like that.
God.
Learn some manners. Oh, well, fine. Look, hi,
I mean, you have horns.
What?
You have horns.
I do.
Or horns. Sorry, Riz, I'm French, so excuse me for my English.
Yeah,
that might be very bad at some point. Just so you know, Kai.
We're used to bad English. We speak it natively.
Yeah. So you're looking for these king pieces, these remnants. I haven't really... It's not something I involve myself with usually, but since we seem to be bound by destiny, I might be interested in helping you find those.
Right. Well, we found... it's called both the One True King or the Severed King. Several titles. I'm not sure which one is the one through Severed King might be the most correct one, maybe.
So,
Alright.
all of you notice as you keep saying these words, an individual kind of on the other side of the room has gotten more and more and more and more tense and has like very mechanically stood out and tried walking out.
Hey
As we
there!
were saying,
I am very...
Is this our weather seeker, or is it just like somebody
Just
who's
a
also
random
there?
person. A random
okay.
person, yeah. The weather seeker. Uh-oh.
Why don't
When the
you come over here?
meteorologist runs, run.
Yeah.
is there? So, it's been working and getting tense and working out in the mansion of the Third King and True King.
This entire conversation, yeah.
Okay. I will
Would I-
cast message. I will cast message to him. Hey, what were you afraid of? We're nice people.
I am not afraid of anything. And just keeps walking.
Well, how good. Why don't you come over and have a drink with us then?
I gotta piss.
Does he look like
I need to piss
That-
as well. I'll come with you then.
is his face is like these people are crazy, or he's like, oh no?
Oh, he
no.
looks terrified. Looks
Just-
completely terrified.
Just to clarify, because you used the message spell, we just see you point at this poor guy and then just
Yep.
start following him.
I didn't use the
Yes.
messaging spell.
But he did say out loud, I gotta piss. And just
And then you just follow him while pointing at him.
Jesus Christ.
he tries to break away and run down the street from you all.
I'm running after him.
I run after him also.
I'm
Kyle
just gonna sit
quickly
here.
gets ahead of him, and Creve, gink, right to his side. Both of you are faster than this guy. And he looks around.
Hello.
I don't have any problems with your people, okay?
no, we don't have that either. But we'd
He
like
seems to be
speak-
missing his ring finger, by the way.
I'd like to speak with you a little bit.
Listen, I already apologized last time. I paid forward. Are we done?
Okay.
Man, we just want to buy you a drink.
Okay, I'm going to try and like persuade him to calm down a bit. Just relax. We're not looking to harm you, but it seemed you were aware of some of the things we spoke about back there, and
I forgot about all of that the moment I left. I promise. I forgot about it all. It's out of my head. Gone. Forever. Not caring about none of it anymore.
right. Well, there may be something in it for you if you tell us what you know.
Kyle, you need to insight?
No, but just what I want to figure out is he living because he's frightened, or is he living because he want to go and tell other people about what?
Oh, he's afraid. He's like legitimately afraid.
I'm just in the background playing the flute, like a background music, like you know the bad kazoo covers of songs.
You all do notice that the guards have taken attention to what's going on here, and he looks at them, looks at all of you guys, and goes, all right, we get a drink, and I don't scream for the guards, okay?
Yes, that's all.
That's our proposal.
Yeah. He like keeps looking at the two of you. Tension has rippled across his spine, 100%. Like there is not a muscle in this guy's body that is not on edge right now. As you all walk back in there, Reese, interesting folk.
Yeah, just watch this happen, let them leave, kept playing, and they came back with the person. This is fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All that while you have a old elderly guy drinking tea at the table, and probably making smiling at you, giving you good piece of advices about his life and his own experience. That's
Yeah.
Rurik.
Absolutely.
With a dog. But
Yeah.
anyways, you get back in there, and I assume you positioned him between you all.
Yeah.
He'll sit down, and the kobold walks over with a cup.
I I give a silver to the kobold.
He takes the cup and just like shakily drinks it and puts it down. So what's wrong? I thought we had an understanding.
Well, I'm curious to understand why you get so anxious about what we were talking about, because I mean, it's not common knowledge. Why are you so tense?
He looks at you all. Fuck, you're not one of them, are you?
Oh, who?
Not one of what?
People who belong to the Hand.
The Hand is probably something I've heard of.
In these parts, the Hand is a newer group of cultists in the area. They abide by all the rules. They follow them to the T, but they have had a couple of suspicions of people disappearing when they enter into their territory in town.
Celia would be like, holding a small piece of paper like a cue card and showing it to the guy. Don't worry. Then to the other side paper, then you is absolutely harmless. Just trying to calm the guy down in the most not caring way.
Yes.
Oh, shit. I am so sorry. You guys might want to not talk about that stuff in public with the Hand around.
It's fine, we'll call it something else then. It seems simple enough.
Yeah.
Let's call it the big coconut, right? It seems fitting.
The hell's a coconut?
Perfect.
Big coconut. The whole coconut.
He takes another, like, very big sip. We gotta put the lime in the coconut. I hate you so much.
So is this, are these people also looking for the coconut?
Looking for? They fucking worship it. Whole bunch of idiotic pricks.
Worship it like, is it
coconut worshippers?
Is it the Hand of the coconut that they worship?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Alright, we're getting somewhere now.
Yeah.
You know an awful lot about this.
I new to town and went through the recruiting process and didn't much like the outcome, so I decided to leave. And in order to do that, they have to he shows you the missing ring finger. Take a piece of you to know that you're not gonna go against them.
Well, people make mistakes. At least you managed to get it out with most of your body parts.
You can still do a lot with just 3 fingers, you know.
Well, do they have this hand in their possession?
No. They maybe I've never seen it. Upon completing their recruitment process, they were gonna take me to where the Hand lies and show me the power of their king. Yeah.
How many are they? Do you know?
I have no idea. I mean, there was at least 6 during, like, the hazing part.
So, these coconut cultists or whatever you might call them, are they like actively going out and killing people, or what do they do?
I really don't want to get mixed up with all of this stuff. I mean, it's not really any of my business. What they do.
Of course.
Out of character, just so you know, Kai, if you
Uh-huh.
want to start making bridges, if you want, there seems like the person we're following the tracks is Delilah Briarwood. So if you followed Critical Role, you probably know who she is, and she followed the tracks of the True King, but she's also starting a cult of Vecna.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah,
so
Kai's familiar.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just doing it for the character stuff.
Oh, okay. Just to give you the context of the group, as we might not like have give you a lot yet.
It's okay.
Right. So the thing is, you want to avoid these people, right? And we want to learn more about them.
Fuck me. Man, could I just get a goddamn break?
I mean, you don't need to harass him if he doesn't want to tell you. If you're willing to pay, there's always other people that has information.
You could just point us to them. We'll leave you alone.
How much do you want?
200
200 what?
gold.
Oh.
100.
150. And he sticks his hand out to you.
130, and we don't tell your cultists.
75 and we don't hand you over to the guards.
Ooh, intimidation with assistance. Oh.
Yeah.
Is that with advantage?
Yup, you're being assisted.
All right. 24.
Nice.
75 sounds great, and you forget my face and never speak to me again. Eh?
Yeah, you don't want to go with them because then the hand will hunt you down and kill them, huh? Yeah? No?
Yeah.
All right, 75 it is.
Yeah.
I'll ante up like 20 of it if somebody wants to help.
Yeah, I'll
Take it out from the party loot.
Yeah.
55.
Keep it from your pocket. The group will pay.
Yeah.
It will be 28.
Alrighty. He takes the gold and leans forward. The hand operates over in the southwest part of the garrison. They own most of the guards that move in and around that area as well. Of course, not officially. It's just they get away with literal murder, if they wish. And there's 6 of them. One is a odd-looking, hair-faced and smooth-over nose woman with she only has 4 fingers on each hand and hair all over head to toe. Yeah, she's the one who recruits people. Looks really nice. Warm, welcoming, gives you good food as well.
All right. So she's the
The other
recruiter.
5?
What'd you ask, Kyle?
The other 5.
One's Goliath, but I haven't seen him around town in, well, 3 weeks. The other is this nerdy-looking half-elf person who he's currently missing side of his face as it's bandaged up, presumably from some thing that happened. And the last one's just this nerdy, broody-looking, not broody, just human. They all seem to answer to him. The others, you never really get a look at their faces. They keep themselves shrouded. They're more of the security of everything. They operate around that entire sector of town without any interruptions at all. And they told me they were going to be taking me up north, deep into the rest, in order to find the location of the hand to show me its power.
Well, that
Here we
wasn't so
go.
hard, was it?
Yeah,
Don't
takes
even
its
remember
toll.
your face. Who are you anyway?
Well, then I'll piss off like a good stranger should. And gets up and heads out.
I wish there were more people like that person in the world.
What,
Make it so
terrified?
much easier.
Hmm.
You know, once I'm done with it, maybe.
Right. Okay, so we should be on the lookout for one unfingered lady, as it were. And the Goliath man.
Oh, it's good. Puppy is priority number 1. But anyways, with all of this new bits of information and all of you having an idea of what you're going to go do, I think this is a perfect place for us to go ahead and go on break. We will be right back. Don't go anywhere.